Uh, my name is Maniksha Bakshi. I am Deputy Manager, Delhi Tourism, looking after film shooting promotion cell of the recently launched Delhi Film Policy 2022. So, I think no need of mentioning about Delhi. It's the capital of the country, and it has a unique position in terms of its situation for specifically from the filmic point of view. It is basically, although the films are being shot, permissions are being granted all over the country in many states, but Delhi has got a unique position in terms of that it is not, it comprises of the complexities containing the permissions to be granted by the location stakeholders who are from Government of India, Delhi state, some independent bodies, private organizations. So putting all those different organizations who work in different manner, different type of functioning on a single platform was a challenge for our Delhi Film Policy. So we launched our Delhi Film Policy 2022 on 13th of May 2022 this year, and although around 30 films are shot in Delhi every year, but I believe that it is much below its actual potential, because it has the immense capacity to emerge as a leader in the film market, because it offers different type of platforms, situations, monuments, infrastructure, old and new Delhi combined together. So it is such a good mixture that it would be a dream for any film producer to come there and shoot and let Delhi be part of their story. So as far as Delhi Film Policy is concerned, it is a very progressive policy. It has been designed after considering all states in the country, many international states, and we have tried to incorporate best of the best in our policy so as to make it very easy in terms of ease of doing filmic business in Delhi for any national or international film producers. So this policy is available on our website, delhitourism.gov.in. My colleague will hand over the brochures in a minute to all of you, where the link of the Delhi Film Policy and our e-film clearance are mentioned for everybody to go through. It has got provisions for incentives, subsidies, schemes, so as to grow together. And this is the e-film clearance, Delhi Film Policy, which is you can see on the screen. So its components comprises of many features which would be loved by the film production agencies. So after launch of this policy, around in the period of last nearly 6 months, we have received more than 40 plus applications online. We have arranged the grant of permissions online without any hassles from either from the location stakeholder department, the police, the traffic police, and the buzz has started rolling on, and Delhi has now become its journey in this cinema world with this our Delhi Film Policy. So now specifically talking about e-film clearance, this is the main screen which comes. So it is basically a completely online single window clearance mechanism where 25 plus departments of Delhi, as I had mentioned about the complexities, it comprises of the departments from Government of India, Delhi government, and other institutes where the locations are being selected by the producers for film shooting. So a producer sitting nationally or internationally at any part is able to create their own logins, select locations which are available, which are right now more than 500 plus in numbers, which are growing day by day as people are joining us with more locations. But all these 500 locations have their descriptions, their rates predefined, their rules and regulations for each and every institute, whether it is Government of India, Delhi and private. They are also predefined and available on the system. So after logging into this system, one is able to choose the locations, apply with a single common application form. This common application form I'll just take you through in a minute, which has been designed after consultation with 25 plus agencies. Because earlier in Delhi, every agency used to have a separate application form, separate guidelines, separate timelines for granting the permissions. After consultation with all those 25 agencies, National Informatics Center of Government of India based in Delhi, and our e-payment gateway with State Bank of India, we have put together everything after due consultations with all the stakeholder departments and created a single, completely online single window clearance mechanism, which is now in front of you. And I hope and I believe that this is ultimately going to change the way applications are received, the filmic permissions are granted in India, and we have already set the standards for ourselves and others to match and follow. This entire web portal was also revamped, I should say relaunched on the same day, 13th of May, when this policy was notified in the Delhi Extraordinary Gazette of India. And with this new web portal, new web e-film clearance system, this portal and platform is being used by all the producers across the country, and many of the applications are being received from international film production houses which have been accorded permission by the Film Facilitation Office of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. Just to take you through the main portal which I must mention that it has been designed internally by our internal resources. You can see the look and feel of the main website. So this is the main website of Delhi tourism, which represent the tourism in Delhi. So this website, which contains different segments, which depicts and brand the famous destinations from the touristic point of view, and from the destinations which are explored, which are well known. For example, Delhi has got 3 World Heritage Monuments, but there are many beautiful monuments, many places which are still unexplored. Entertainment and fun section is there in our website, where to stay, facilities for kids, delicacies, and so on. So as we come to this e-film clearance system, once you click on this, a separate section for the film facilitation for the production houses comes here. So it defines about the single window, how to apply, the steps are mentioned. We have got our shooting locations in place, wherein the shooting locations which generally attracts the national and international film fraternity are being showcased. You can see it here. For example, let's say this is a World Heritage Monument, which you can see, which you may have seen in many movies in the recent past. So after showcasing the shooting locations, we have got a wall, different walls of fame for the actor and actresses who belong to Delhi. Wall of shoots contains many films, which national and international, both type of films which have been shot in Delhi successfully in recent past. You can see it from here on your screen. So the wall of experience of different producers who have shot in Delhi and found it to be a very, very friendly and attractive city. We have got all the documents which are available for downloads in terms of what is, you can download our entire policy from here. And Now coming to this specifically to the e-film clearance system. Now this is my showcase platform, which I am talking about. It from one common application, you can apply, reach out to 25 departments, 25 plus departments. So permissions from those departments are processed internally. Approvals are granted online within a time-bound manner of 15 days. Generally, we have now seen in recent past that now the permissions were granted to many producers in less than a week's time, maybe in I think 3 days or so. Besides the location permission, one also requires the permission from the police and traffic police. That permissions are also simultaneously linked and being provided online by the both the police departments. So once the location approves, the police gives a clearance, the traffic police gives a go-ahead, the button of e-payments from our State Bank of India, which is our e-payment gateway, main gateway, it gets activated. So the predefined charges to be charged by the location stakeholder, depending on the days and time duration selected by the producer, automatically the payment to be charged, the payment to be paid or charged by the location or paid by the producer get activated, and the link is there. So you can use bouquet of payment options, credit cards, debit cards, UPIs, many payment gateway options. So producers are started paying those fees online, and ultimately the main approval also got delivered to the production agency, to the producer through this online window mechanism only, wherein the details of the nodal person who will be representing the department would be available. And now this entire process, I can take you to one application. For example, if you are shooting a feature film or a TV film or a web series on an OTT platform, so depending on the, I'm just filling it quickly. I think with your liberty, I can write the director's name as my own. And the button is there about the facilities, that whether you wish to apply in future to avail the subsidies or not, it is available. So the steps are quite simple. Once I have done this, I need to mention the production details of my production agency. My company's identification number, which has been provided by the company's affairs in India or from the other parts of the globe. Some basic details required for the purpose of authentication of the company. And whenever, as I am filling the form, it is getting saved. So it is not necessary that I am filling the form and I have to fill it now only. I can fill the details which are there. If there are details which are asked by the system, which are not available with me, I am free to access it and log out and log in again. My application form would be there. Producers, I am filling NFDC, Delhi. There I can mention which country I belong to. So because there are many films which are approved by the FFO, so the producers once got the approval from the Film Facilitation Office of Ministry of INB is able to fill in these forms from their respective countries' locations. Now, this application form can be filled by a company or an individual depending on what they are. This is open to producers, production houses, and even the line producers who are actually the hand-holding partners of any production agency in the location where the films are being shot. So their details are also being captured. Now, once I have filled in my basic details, it basically asks me about the locations. So here, all the locations, right now they are 500 plus in Delhi, belonging to those 25 plus departments. They are available here. So depending on the location category, because at times people may not be aware of what is the name of the exact location. So depending on the either from the side of category and location, many options are made available here. I think you may have heard about one of our iconic projects, Delhi Heart. So if let's say somebody selects the Delhi Heart, so it identifies that there are 3 Delhi Hearts available in the city. So it gives out that bifurcation. If you select a metro, then it will give you the options of which line you want to shoot in: red line, yellow line, violet line, magenta line. So once I have selected that interior of the location, then I can just mention the start date of my shooting, which could be the next day, the timings from where the shooting may start maybe in the early morning durations, depending on the permissions being granted. So from 4 hours to 4 hours to 24 hours, because many locations charge on the basis of hours. For example, T3 terminals, they charge on the basis of hours, and detail of sequence to be shot. In the remarks, I have mentioned that I love to shoot in Delhi. And now, there are formats which are predefined. For example, what equipment the production agency is going to bring in, the cast and crew details, some additional requirements which may need. For example, we may give them the security from our revenue department through our civil defense volunteers, or besides the Delhi police production which is there. So the predefined forms which are available, they help us to basically make it clear for the receiving and location stakeholder to get all the basic inputs. As I told you that we had designed this common application form after consulting more than 25 departments of different natures. So once we had given the basic details, so I need to upload some files here about which are predefined here. For example, a sample format for what equipment the agency is going to bring in, for what date and time for each location. So simple PDF files would be attached, and after attaching those files, this symbol will become active, and we'll be able to submit our application. Once this application is submitted, the location stakeholder departments gets all the inputs which have been provided by the production house. They scrutinize it. They see the availability and the feasibility of that location, grants them approval, or if they still need any clarification, the production agency's production agency's mobile number, email, other details are there. They got the clarifications. But most of the application, most of the forms which are required by any of the departments are contained here, and that department, after processing internally, as I have mentioned, they grant the approval. Now this application which is received, which has been submitted for a particular location, it goes to the police department and traffic police department simultaneously. So the moment the location stakeholder department comes to know that there is an application which has been received from such and such production house, the police department will also come to know that one of the agency has applied for, let's say, Qutub Minar, or let's say a flyover in Delhi, or a park in Delhi, that police got activated, and they ultimately drill down that application to their respective divisional commissioners, where that application is seen, processed, and the simultaneously parallel approval, independent approvals are granted by the location, Delhi police and traffic police on the system. And during this period when this entire process is happening, the production house is able to see that which department has granted permission on what time and date, where it is pending for some clarification. They can contact them, because in our system, the contact details of nodal officers of all the departments, along with the rules and regulation of all the departments, are made available on only one single platform. So when the location approves, both the Department of Police approves, the payment fee button get activated. Here your application will start coming. You will be able to see that for this location, against this application, because one production agency, I believe that seeing the potential of Delhi, no production house will stop at only one film. They will come again and again, and they are coming again and again. So your previous history would be always available with you, that what was the application you had submitted, what were the details of those application, when the permission was granted, how you had paid the fees, the security fee, how you have paid, and the status of your entire application. It is available at the side of production house with each of the department, and so on. Delhi Tourism, which is the nodal agency for this film production, film shooting facility, and oversees the Delhi film policy, is also having a dashboard. Each department has a dashboard. Delhi Police has a dashboard, and Delhi Police would be able to see that how many, let's say 5, 6, 10 applications are pending from respective production agencies for these locations, for which the permissions have been granted or yet to be granted. If there are specific reasons for rejection, it has been mentioned in the while disapproving the application. For example, I could give you an example that somebody has sought an application for shooting at Red Fort during the period of Independence Day. So the production agency has asked for 2 days. One day was very near to the Independence Day, and the other day was, I think, 10 days earlier. So the application which was for 10 days earlier was granted approval, but the application which was sought for 13th of August was rejected due to security reasons. But as I told, that Delhi is a complex, cosmopolitan city. It comprises of many agencies. The sensitivities of the locations are known to the departments concerned and the police. And the production agencies also knows that where to apply, how to apply, and which season they need to apply. But I believe and I promise you that this e-film clearance system which is basically completely online single window system for shooting permissions in Delhi, is going to and is started making the lives of production agencies much easier, and it is basically fulfilling the dreams of our nation as a ease of doing business and ease of doing filmic business, to be in specific. In fact, this is the base structure for the e-film clearance system. I can show you the dashboard of my department, that how it basically looks like and how many applications we have received till date. Just to give you a feel of where we stand now. From the very home page of the screen, even without login, you can see the locations, the nodal departments, and their guidelines and terms and conditions. So that before even applying, you can do an online recce of which locations you need to choose. If you need any clarifications, you can ask beforehand to the nodal officer of that concerned department and to take guidance. Now, let's say, for example, this is the latest situation wherein we have received many applications. Some are under process. Most of them have been approved. A few minor, 1 or 2 applications which have not been approved. So these applications which have been approved are basically the permissions which have, for which the permissions have been granted. So if you wish to locate, let's say this is the, I'll show you one of the example. For example, somebody has asked for permission for Delhi Haat INA, Golden Pictures, Vidhu Vinod Chopra, the production house has asked for some permission. You can see the shooting details here. They have asked for permission about Atal Adarsh School, Delhi Haat INA, and one location which is others. Why I'm showing others? Because if out of those 504 locations which are available right now on the platter of e-film clearance, if there is any location which the production house feels that it should be, or they need that location and it should be a part of the system, they apply us in an others category. We find out that who is the owner, who is the stakeholder department of that particular location which has been asked afresh by the production agency. We interact with that department, make available that particular location on our system, and permissions are granted. For example, let's say I'll show you an example of Delhi Police. So as you can see that for each location, the Delhi Police, the department which is by let's say in this case is Delhi Tourism, it could be Delhi Metro, it could be Archaeological Survey of India, it could be Municipal Corporation of Delhi, it could be PWD, and many more, 25 departments. So this is the dashboard which is available to the production agency also. So they are able to see that on such and such date, with these remarks, who has granted this permission. So Delhi Police has granted the permission, Delhi Tourism has granted the permission, but Delhi Traffic Police has got some reservations because of this particular reason. That why they have objected, and once these 3 locations work in tandem, that payment fee button get activated automatically on that e-film e-payment gateway, and the user is able to pay and finally download their certificate and the approval permissions along with the details of the nodal officer. So the system is simple. People have started applying, started getting permissions without any direct human interface. So I think this is the summary of my presentation. I welcome any of your questions or remarks. Thank you. I think that gentleman at the end. Yeah.
Hi, so I wanted to know, you also mentioned about the subsidies and rebates, but you didn't give any information regarding that. So if you have any rebate or this thing already in place, then what is that and what is the...
Could you be a bit louder, please?
For the rebates and discounts, like do you have also, you mentioned in the first page that there was a policy of giving rebates to the filmmakers. So I wanted to know about that.
So you are asking about the policies and the incentives and subsidies. So
Yes.
incentives and subsidies are part of this Delhi film policy. We want to encourage the production agencies to come, shoot in Delhi, brand, yeah, I think Delhi film policy, first page. As my colleague has already handed over the brochure to you, you will be able to download this entire document from our website. So we have a well-defined format of the table of how we calculate the points earned by you, and based on that, the subsidies and incentives would be available basically on the qualified below the line budget costs. So let's say if your feature film let's say if Delhi is appearing in the context of the film is more than 75%, then you will get straight away 10 points. If Delhi's context or Delhi's shots in your entire film are, let's say, between 51 to 75%, then you will earn 5 points. Similarly, the number of days you do the shooting in Delhi, if they are 5, you earn 1 point. If they are above, let's say 5 to 20, above 20 days. So depending on these criteria of the context of the film, number of days you shot the film, Delhi-based the requirement, what you have, how much resources from Delhi, how much local talent you have selected from Delhi used, and qualified below the line production cost, how much expenses you have done. So clearly defined, transparent table are available. So the more you wish to get, the more you wish to promote my city, my beautiful city.
Another thing just related to this I wanted to ask, since you said that there are 504 locations and most of it is public spaces. So when you are giving the space for say 15 hours, 12 hours to a party, then it is completely evacuated, like it is well protected by the police and everything, and we get a clean space, like no public interference.
Delhi police will never grant you a permission if they have any law and order issue. Once they have granted you the permission, the law and order is their responsibility.
All right.
But if you still want some additional security for your cast, crew, and others, we will facilitate. We can facilitate through our civil defense volunteers and other paraphernalia which is available with us. Yeah, next question, please, from here. Yeah, this gentleman in second line. Okay, that was your question. From that end. And you can see from here that besides this one table, there are other tables also. So we have some additional points for foreign productions. So if a production agency is registered with one of our sister city arrangement, where Delhi has got sister city arrangement with a few cities, or a partnership with a line producer or a production agency which is based in Delhi, foreign production, some 2+2 points are available. And based on that score range, the percentage of subsidy is decided. So if you got, let's say, 40 to 36 numbers, and it is your first film, then you are eligible for 25% of subsidy, depending on the type of bills or the type of expenses which you will be able to prove in your, provide and prove in your bills. Yeah, please.
Hi,
please.
I wanted to know what is the time of, what is the time for approval? Usual time that the government
Sir,
takes?
as I had mentioned, I think you may have joined a bit late. I had mentioned in the beginning that 15 days is the upper limit after which 15 days, there is a provision for deemed approvals, number one. But we have started giving permissions in less than 2 days. The maximum outer limit is 15 days. And you could still feel and realize that the type of city and the complexities involved where you are trying to shoot, 15 days is a very, very less time. But we are reducing that time, and we are asking all agencies to further streamline. And there is also a provision of premium charges. For example, if there is a location which grants permission in 15 days, but if you want to shoot in a lesser days of time, so those departments are now coming up with some premium charges which can be paid by the production agency and get the permissions faster and start your shooting.
Thank you.
Thank you. So any other questions on either the e-film clearance or on the broader perspective of Delhi Film Policy 2022? They are most welcome. Any other things you want to know about filming in Delhi or locations or anything about film shootings in Delhi, to be specific? So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.